The shadows in my tiny, rented room seemed to press in on me, heavy and suffocating. Rain lashed against the single window pane, mirroring the storm raging inside me. I was utterly, hopelessly lost. Lost in the aftermath of bad decisions, failed ventures, and a gaping hole where my savings used to be. I sat on the floor, knees pulled to my chest, the chill seeping through my threadbare clothes. I remember thinking, a bitter smile twisting my lips, I wished a lot of things in those long, dark hours. I wished for a second chance, a way out, a do-over. But mostly that night, I wished I were a different person altogether. I envied the women I saw, graceful and confident, their lives seemingly a tapestry of colorful threads compared to my own frayed and colorless existence. I wish I was a girl, I whispered into the darkness, the words a strange balm on the rawness of my despair. I wish I had the chance to live a beautiful life. It was a foolish, desperate thought, a product of my overwhelming loneliness. I had hit rock bottom. Everything was gone. My business, my apartment, my sense of self. I was just adrift. And then, it happened. A flash of light so intense it seared my eyelids, filled the room. It wasn't the muted glow of a street lamp, nor the dull flicker of my own lamp. No, this was lightning, pure and raw, and it seemed to be reaching for me. It crackled in the air, a chaotic dance of energy. I remember a searing heat, a jolt that made every nerve ending scream, and then, darkness. But it wasn't the darkness of unconsciousness. It was a different kind of darkness, a void from which I could feel, I could sense, a change taking place. I felt different. Slowly, painstakingly, I opened my eyes. The rain had subsided, and a weak shaft of moonlight pierced through the window, cutting a pale line across the room. I looked down at myself, and my breath hitched in my throat. My hands, once calloused and rough, were now slender and delicate. My arms, once covered in thin, wiry hair, were smooth and pale. My chest, it was no longer a flat expanse, but curved and full. I reached up, my fingers trembling, and touched my face, tracing the soft curve of my cheek, the delicate arch of my brow. I looked down, my eyes tracing the unfamiliar contours of my body. I could feel, woman. I was a woman. I was a woman. My mind struggled to comprehend the sheer impossibility of it all. My reflection in the window, when I finally could bear to look, confirmed the unbelievable truth. A woman stared back at me, her features delicate, her eyes large and luminous, and a cascade of dark hair framed her face. I was beautiful, undeniably so, a stark contrast to the man I had been just moments before. How could that have been possible? One moment, I was a broken man, wishing for a different life, and the next, lightning, and now, this. It was like a fever dream, a surreal twist of fate that felt both terrifying and exhilarating. I stood, my legs shaky, still trying to process everything. I felt the strange unfamiliarity of my new body, lightness of my step. My mind was a whirlwind of confusion, fear, and a strange flicker of something I could only describe as hope. The change was absolute. A complete transformation both inside and out. I had wished to be a girl, to have a chance at beauty, and some cosmic force had seemingly listened. I was no longer the man who had sat alone in the dark, consumed by his failures. I was someone else, something new. The road ahead was uncertain, terrifying even. I was a woman in a world not built for me in this new form, carrying the memories and struggles of a man. But there was a strange pull, a sense of possibility that had been absent just moments before. I didn't have wealth, I didn't have stability, but I had something I never imagined I would have. A body that felt like a second chance, a strange, bewildering, beautiful one. What was I supposed to do with a new life, brought about by lightning and a desperate wish? I didn't know. But for the first time in a long time, I didn't feel completely lost. I felt curious, and strangely, I felt ready to find out.